Homo erectus, the story behind. Etymology. It means or refers to the upright man, since he walked on 2 feet and had no problem with his mobility in this way. It is the most modern ancestor of Homo sapiens. He no longer needed to climb trees. Origin. Early fossils of Homo erectus have a record in Africa from the late Pliocene to the early Pleistocene, with specimens found more than 1 million years ago. The fossil record shows that it is a direct ancestor of Homo habilis, resulting in increased body and cranial capacity. To date, Homo erectus is considered to be the longest living ancestral strain of humans on Earth, dating back at least 1 million years. It should be noted that this species has been used as a blank term to refer to any other hominid organism that has been found in Asia during the Pleistocene and until the appearance of Homo sapiens. Most ad hoc reconstruction. Here we can see a facial reconstruct of Homo erectus made by the Natural History Museum of London. On this one, we can see a facial reconstruction based on skulls and preserved specimens made by some paleo artists from Britannica website. And finally, one of the most realistic reconstruction of Homo erectus, the Turkana boy. Body characteristics. The body characteristics of this hominid are related to the shape of its body, since it had the first skeleton similar to the modern human being, with the exception that its bones were wider and it had broader lips. This due to that musculature of these specimens was greater than of the current human being. Similarly, the heights are not different from now. The adults measured between 1.4 and 1.8 meters, and their weight ranged between 41 and 45 kilograms. Other physical characteristics are the teeth, which were more primitive. They had longer molars, premolars of variable sizes, as well as third molars. They were more robust than the rest of the hominids. This is due to its longer and flattened skull and a very marked brow arc. The lower jaw was stocky and deeper, leading to the underdevelopment of the chain and the appearance of a rounder face. The brain occupied within the endocranial cavity approximately 1000 cubic centimeters, which makes it smaller than the other specimens. The nasal septum of Homo erectus was longer and deeper, which may have been a physiological advantage for African specimens, since they traveled great distances in arduous terrains. It is possible that this organism has walked on 2 feet, as its name says it. This thanks to the fossil recovery of femurs, which are similar to those of the current human. The evolutionary theories of Homo erectus suggest that the African Homo erectus was a different species and that it evolved into Homo heidelbergensis. However, the information can vary considerably regarding the investigation and its advance. Manual skills and use of tools. There is evidence that some groups of Homo erectus used to live inside caves. However, it cannot be 100% affirmed that it was the usual behavior. Also, inside these caves or small settlements, there were found collections of seeds and animal bones. There are several theories that link the discovery of fire to this hominid, but there is also a relationship between Homo sapiens and Neanderthalensis. However, there is evidence in Homo erectus camps that at least by this point, fire had already been used. This made life easier for them, since there was no need to exert themselves in chewing, unlike when eating raw meat. So, in the future, the descendants of this hominid must have had a reduction of the size of their teeth. The tools that Homo erectus used came from animal bones as well as pebbles, flakes, and other types of rocks to cut their food. Double-edged axes and scrapers were also found. All this refers to the fact that Homo erectus was a hunter. Social ambit. This hominid probably lived in a complex social system. There is a wide diversity of ideas, but the most popular ones will be presented. It is recorded that the male Homo erectus was probably dedicated to hunting to provide food for the females of the group, to get offspring in exchange in an assured way. This is similar to monogamy. However, there are other groups that consider that when the largest females were no longer fertile enough, they dedicated themselves to taking care of their daughters' young descendants, which generated matrilineal groups. Then the social revolves around the protection of reproductive females. Fossil record. There are African, European, and some Asian fossils. In general, a great diversity of broken and calcined bones have been found, but there is a specific case where an intact skeleton was collected, which was called Turkana boy. It is just a juvenile male that was very helpful in estimating the growth, development, and proportions of adult specimens or children. Finally, in the cladogram, it is observed that Homo erectus is actually very close to the closest relatives of modern humans. This is denoted from their corporality and their social environment, up to the genetic level.